I have a YouTuber sin I feel I need to confess. I've done work off camera in my woodyard. I know. It's horrible. Good morning. I'm Dave. This is Backyard Pursuits, and yes, I've done a YouTube bad. I did a bunch of work off camera over the last few weeks. I'm filming this video in the middle of July, and between work, my day job at least, and the weather, it's been pretty hard to get out here in the woodyard, at least to do enough to make a video. We've had pretty gnarly heat indexes, and today is the first day it's not going to be 90 plus degrees and 90% humidity. So we're going to take advantage. We're going to get some work done in the woodyard today. Before we get to that, I think it's appropriate to do a quick woodyard tour and show you what has transpired off camera since the last video that you all saw. I think it's appropriate to start this video with the wall of firewood. This is actually the beech limb wood, and there's a little more right there, and there's 3 more pieces right back there. Now, all of this was the pile of limb wood that was right there. A good part of what I've been doing over the last couple weeks has been coming out in the evenings, maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes at a time, and cutting on that pile of limb wood with the 261. What that's done is slowly whittle away at the pile and give me something usable. Initially, I was going to try to wait for a good day and try to do it all at once, but the words of Russ from Willie's Firewood kept ringing in my ears that a little bit every day goes a long way. And in this case, it went a really long way, because now I have probably 2 baskets, maybe a little more, of firewood ready to go. As I mentioned, this is the last of the beech right there, and we're going to use the 261 first thing this morning, and we are going to cut that into sections, and then I will pile it over here with this stuff, and we will get it added to what we're going to split today. I feel like I should give a quick update on the 261. If you watched my last video where I installed the new air filter, new muffler, the performance was sort of meh. It didn't do anything. If anything, it dragged the times down a little bit cutting. I think some of that had to do with the M-Tronic. This is an older 261CM. I believe this has the original 1.0 M-Tronic in it. So I think it's just taking a minute to learn what it needs to be doing again. I noticed the next time I took it out after installing that muffler and air filter, it didn't really want to start that well. It had some idle. It just wasn't consistent. It wasn't idling very well, I guess. That seems to have smoothed itself out. Today, this thing is ice cold. We're going to do a cold start with this so you all can hear it and see how she starts up, and we'll cut this. I think it's doing a little better. I think the M-Tronic has resolved its settings and is now comfortable with where it's at, but I don't know. We'll find out. That's, I guess, the joy and the pain of an M-Tronic system versus a traditional carb that you can tune. So we'll get to that next. But first, let me show you a few other things in the woodyard. While I'm standing here, let's just go ahead and address the other elephant in the woodyard, which is all of this stuff. With the exception of that piece of beech back there, everything else here in front of you is big sections of maple. Now, that maple came with all of this maple. All of this was provided by the same tree service that brought me those 2 loads of beech. They only had 1 load of maple, but what's right here? I mean, I've probably got, a basket, maybe 2, and there's probably 2 baskets worth over there. So I should get about a full cord of maple out of this. Also, you'll notice there's a couple of big old gnarly elm rounds over here. Those came with another load that I went and actually picked up. Yep, I did another log pickup with my flatbed trailer. Those couple of big rounds also came with all of this elm. And it's elm. It's not my favorite, but the price was right because it was free. And also because there was an excavator there, a nice little Bobcat E35 that could load all of this stuff and all of those big rounds onto that trailer, and it went very, very well. So now I need to clean out space back there in the back of the woodyard, get my wall of firewood gone so that I can use the grapple, move all of this stuff into the woodyard, and get my trailer parking back. I'm estimating in total I've probably got, I'm going to say, another cord of elm here, and there's more wood that could have been had from that job, but unfortunately the same things that conspired against me getting anything done in the woodyard conspired against me going to get more firewood, because between my day job and the obscene heat, it just wasn't going to work. So I'm going to try to get some more from this gentleman. I don't know if there's going to be any available or if that excavator is still there to load logs, but if not, that's all right. I've got another 4 baskets towards next season's firewood goal. And finally, the last part of the woodyard update before I shut up and start cutting some wood, which is right here. If you remember where those 2 totes are sitting last season, I had my basket and a half of cherry, and drying that there worked out very well. That cherry was bone dry, dried very quickly, actually. And so I'm hoping to do the same. If you notice, here is sort of a clearing by the barn. We get a lot more sun and a lot more wind than I do over along the edge of my woodyard. So I'm hoping by moving the wood out here, having the barn here to reflect a little bit of heat, it might dry a little bit quicker. So what I've got is, this is a short tote of oak. This I'm saving for myself, but I've got 3 baskets of beech out here, and right about where I'm standing, I should be able to stack 2 more. So I can get a total of 5 totes of beech out here. Speaking of that, I was keeping a running total of how much I had gotten out of that first load of, or the original free firewood load of beech. Right now, with the little bit of splitting I did off camera, I'm up to 5 1/2 baskets. So cord and a third-ish. So we're doing pretty good. We've got at least 2 more baskets over there. I'm curious to see if we will hit 2 full cord out of that 1 delivery of beech, or, well, 2 deliveries. It took them to get it in the chip truck, but regardless, let's get this buttoned up. Let's get back over there and fire up the 261, get those last couple pieces of beech cut to size.
All right, she's dead cold. Let's see how she starts.
there's the last of it stacked up, and this is really nice. I wish I had more stuff this size, because this is what I consider really nice firewood size. You know, there's a bit of a basket right there, plus probably 2 there, plus the little tiny bit that's in there from the last of the really big rounds. I actually do have 2 more sections. These are 2 of those big crotch sections of the beech that still need to get split, so I'll see if we can get those today. But for the moment, let's get the brute force warmed up and get that log lift loaded, because we're going to be in production mode the rest of the day here. I'd say this is a cold start, but it's still like 80 degrees out, so it's not really that cold. That went very smoothly. That's a good looking basket of beech, and I have forgotten how nice it is to deal with this size stuff. You know, things that are a couple inches, not bad. Most of that stuff is one pass, maybe two passes for, you know, that or that. That'll need a couple of passes to get it down to size. But for the most part, it's all one pass stuff. Grab it, split it, do it a couple more times till the table fills up, stack it all off, and we're in good shape. Another thing I wanted to comment on was that pile's going down pretty quick. I'm a little worried I'm not going to get a second basket, but I still do have that stuff and those rounds right there to call on to fill another basket. I think we'll be okay in the end. If we don't get another basket, we'll get awfully close. That said, stacking like this, that makes it go really fast reloading the log deck. Again, I forget how nice it is to have things that are manageable sized as opposed to, you know, yonder monsters. I'm going to grab some water, grab some coffee, and we will go place that thing. No, you can't see it. Over there by the barn. While I was on a water break, I got a most welcomed interruption, which was a message of somebody wanting to come pick up a basket full of wood. So we took care of that off camera, and while I was waiting for that gentleman to arrive, I went ahead and split another half a basket off camera. But you know what? Let's go ahead and finish this out. Let's see if I can finish a second full basket off of what I have left over there. I think I'm going to make it. We'll see how much I have left over. Baskets are going really fast today. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the limb wood or because I'm not, you know, muscling big rounds like that, or because it's not 100 degrees out, but I am in good shape. That one's done. We're going to go park that on top of its brother. And I've got what's on the log lift plus this little pile here and those two rounds out there. I think I'm just going to grab another empty, and you know what? We'll get the final total of how much beech we make, because this is basket 7.5. got a fresh basket, took another break, and got more water. I also moved the splitter that way a little bit because this is my pile and the big wall of firewood was right about here. So now I don't have to walk as far to load the log lift, but I think I'm just going to set you guys up on a time lapse because most of the stuff's going to get pretty repetitive. I may film these first couple splits because those are a little gnarly. We'll see how they do. But once we get into the big stuff, this stuff should all go pretty well. And we'll just rip through it and see where we end up. Only thing left back here is just some scraps. And I'm going to grab the grapple, push all this scrap all back into my growing scrap heap back there, and that'll be that. That's the end of the beech. So this tote is 8 1/2, so 2 full cord, which is not bad for a home gamer like me. That's 2/5 of my goal towards 27. I'd like to do more than 20 baskets next year, but I need more baskets before I can do that. So 20 baskets, I think, is going to be the goal again. And just in the last couple of weeks, I'm almost halfway there. I do have 2 other baskets over there, and quite honestly, I'm guessing there's about 2 baskets worth of maple right here. Plan next is going to be to get the 261 out. We'll buck all this stuff to length, and I'll lay the pallets out back there like I have in the past, stack everything, and then I can bring the splitter in and just rip right through it. Today was a fantastic day of work here in the Woodyard. I haven't done 3 baskets all at once by myself in a long time, and it did take me most of the day to do this. It's now well into the afternoon. As you can tell, we're now getting shade in the Woodyard again, but that's okay. I really wanted to get that the beech limbwood out of here so that I can go get the grapple, move all that elm back where the beech was, and sort of reset the Woodyard and get my trailer parking back, which is, that's the real thing. I want my trailer parking back so that everything lives where it's supposed to. Anyways, next up, like I said, we'll be getting into this maple. I don't have a whole lot of baskets left. I generally don't start selling my wood this early in the season. I generally wait until about Labor Day. But honestly, I might start a little bit early this year. It's mid-July right now. It'll probably be, end of the month or beginning of August before I get that maple cut up. And, once I run out of baskets, I may just put the ad up and start selling. That's all right. It'll clear out some space on the drying porch and, here in the Woodyard as well. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Till next time, stay safe. We'll see you around.